Hi, my name is Rebecca Powers with SLCT, and here is what's happening in Sterling and Lancaster. The 19th annual Taste of Wachusett will be held September 28th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Cyprian Keys Golf Club. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit www.perkinsprograms.org. Proceeds help support the Perkins School in Lancaster. The new Sterling Senior Center is open and classes have already begun. Everyone in town is welcome to come and see the new Senior Center. For more information, call the center at 978-422-3032. The 18th annual UMass Medicine Cancer Walk and Run will be held on Sunday, September 25th. To register or donate, visit the website www.umassmed.edu/cancerwalk. The Lancaster Garden Club presents Confessions of a Seed Snatcher at 6 p.m. on September 25th in the Bullfinch Church. This lecture will discuss seed gathering, biology, politics, and adaptability. For more information, contact Karen Hamilton at 978-368-3406.
I'm Lex Thomas, editor of Sterling Meeting House News. I'm delighted to be here with Kelly Manson. Now, one of the things about September in Sterling is, of course, it's back to school, it's Labor Day, and it's also the fall season for Sterling Community Theatre. And this is a very special year because this is the company's 20th anniversary. Kelly, welcome and congratulations. Kelly is the director and choreographer of this production. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Now, tell me what this year's production is.
This year, for the 20th anniversary, we are doing Footloose, the musical, which follows the basic story of the 1980s classic everybody knows and loves. So we're kind of putting our little spin on it, and there's the songs that you remember from growing up, and a couple of changes for the stage, but overall, it's the story that we all remember.
Now, what made you suggest this to the SCT board? What is it about this show that seemed particularly appropriate to you for this very special anniversary?
Well, you know, Sterling is a small, close town, which is a lot like Beaumont, which is the town that features in the show. It's heavily rooted in the teachings of the church and things like that. There's a lot of teenagers in it, which SCT has a lot of teens that show up every year for auditions. So we really had a big pool of talent to choose from when casting. So
that's fantastic. And I know that, of course, everybody just sees the performance, and that's what one sees. But that's not where it starts. I know that probably the meetings have started way back last January or whatever. When did rehearsals start?
Rehearsals came shortly after auditions, which were the beginning mid-June, and we started around the 1st of July, so we've been going all summer long, Mondays and Wednesday nights. This is our family, and so yeah, we're now up to 3 practices a week, and we're headed to Tech Week full throttle.
Fantastic. Now, how big a cast is it, and how big a crew?
It's roughly 40 on the cast, which is overwhelming. I'm used to working with 8 to 12 people in a cast, so this was an interesting challenge. Crew is currently the stage manager and about 4 on crew.
Now, how do you manage that many people? 40 people in any circumstance is a large number of people to organize. And of course, they're all doing different things as the director and choreographer. And by the way, those are normally 2 functions that are split up. So you've got an amazing amount going on. How do you manage that?
Without my hair falling out, it's been interesting. Well, the thing I like about this story is that it's rooted in real life. These are real people. So many of the dance numbers don't have to be based on size or based on different, certain skill level. We have different skills and different heights and different ages, all intermixed just like they would be in a church or in a dance hall or what have you. So it's been easier to do the dances without having to be so particular in spacing and such like that. So that's been a little bit easier, I think.
That's fantastic. Now, tell me a little bit about the performance dates, ticket prices. How do people buy tickets? Let's get to that.
Okay, to get tickets, we're going to do that right off the bat. You can go to www.sterlingtheater.com. There's a ticket link right on the front page. Our performances are Friday and Saturday nights, September 16th and 17th at 7:30. Also Saturday matinee at 2 o'clock, and also the following weekend on September 23rd and 24th with the same times.
Now, I know that this is a totally family-friendly show, right? So we're looking for people to come, bring their kids, bring the grandparents. It's really for all ages.
Mostly all ages. There are a couple of fun little words peppered, not big ones, but I would say PG-10.
There you go. Well, that's the fun of the theater, though. We have all of these little innuendos at times.
Absolutely, absolutely. We did have to censor it a little bit, but overall we tried to keep the integrity of the script. So.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations on your dual roles. I'm amazed that you're even still standing. And good luck with the performances. And I know that the community will be here to support this. Remember,
Sterlingtheater.com.
and performances September 16th and 17th and 23rd and 24th. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you so much, Lex.
The Sterling Board of Selectmen are seeking eager volunteers for open boards and committees in town. If you are interested in helping out your town, be sure to contact Mike Slazik at 978-422-8111, extension 2315. The Conan Public Library is now offering passes to the New England Aquarium. You must be a member to take advantage of this offer. For more information, contact the library at 978-422-6409. There will be a Minuteman Districtwide election September 20th from noon to 8 p.m. at the Lancaster Town Hall. This will be to authorize the borrowing of $145 million to pay for the costs of constructing a new district school. For more information, visit www.minuteman.org. The Friends of the Thayer Memorial Library will be holding their annual book sale the weekend of September 30th. The book sale will take place at the Lancaster Town Hall on Saturday from 9 to 4 p.m. and Sunday 12 to 4 p.m. For more information, visit www.thayermemoriallibrary.org.
I'm Lex Thomas, editor of Sterling Meeting House News, and I'm so happy to be here today in First Church in Sterling with Debbie Glein-Allen. She is the Minister of Lifespan Faith Development. Welcome, Debbie. Now, first of all, before we get to what we're actually talking about, very, very curious about this title. It's not one I've encountered before, and I actually had to practice on my way in the car over here to make sure that between your three-part name and this title that I got it all right. So
you did very well.
Anyway, tell me a little bit about what it is that you do here at First Church.
Well, the title is from the word lifespan. You can tell that we start with the infants, and I cover, or I'm responsible for seeing that we have programming from birth to what I like to call the wise ones, and that's everything in between: teenagers, children, toddlers, young adults, middle, whatever phase adulthood brings, parenting and all that. It's a little overwhelming, and I just started in January, so I'm still getting into the routine and what it requires, but that's basically it.
That's basically it. That sounds overwhelming because, just the word lifespan.
Right.
And what we're actually here to talk about is one particular stage of the lifespan. We're talking about the Our Whole Lives program, which you are undertaking this fall, and it's going to go through the spring. Tell me about that. What is that all about?
We fondly refer to it as OWL, Our Whole Lives.
Sure.
And it's a nationally published program on sexuality education. It's a secular program, but it's promoted by the United Church of Christ denomination and the Unitarian Universalist denominations as something that they want churches to incorporate as well. That's perfect for us. First Church is a federated United Church of Christ and Unitarian Church, so it's where we feel naturally inclined to present this. We know that given today's lives, the media presents so much to our children and youth that's over-sexualized and often is not real sexuality and sexual attitudes, that we want to make sure they understand and help the parents to help their children understand that there's much more to sexuality than just the act. It's who you are as a male, a female, or anything in between, and how do you develop or how can you find support for working through relationships as you mature and grow up, and the kind of values you need to make positive, healthy decisions.
You know, what you just said about, of course, it's not just the act, but also the male, female, the gender. So I'm assuming that everybody is welcome, whatever your sexual identification or your gender identification.
Absolutely. That's part of the grounding for this church, our mission statement and beliefs, that everyone literally is welcome here. So yes, and especially for the teens that are struggling with that, may not completely understand what that really means, getting messages, maybe even subconsciously, subliminally from their parents about how good or bad it might be. You know, we want to provide an open space for them to talk about that and share with their peers.
Now, tell me a little bit about the details. What ages are involved here? How do people get involved?
We're offering it for 7th through 9th graders, those who are currently in those grades. We'll start October 2nd. It'll be Sunday evenings from 5 to 7:30 or 8. We'll work with the parents on where's the best cutoff. And it will go through, it'll be about every other Sunday. We've got to match the church calendar, the school vacation calendars and all. Through May 21st, 17 sessions. We're asking for $50. That's something like $2.94 a session, and for just for supplies and all. And let's see, there's a parent orientation September 25th at 7 p.m. here, so that we prefer people be registered, and you can go online to our website and find the link to the registration form. But if a parent just wants to show up that night on September 25th and find out more about it, more than welcome to do that.
Now tell me, who are the instructors here?
2 of our congregants, Ann Taft, who is a high school teacher, public school teacher, and Mike Whiteman, who is a beloved dad here in the congregation of 3 children. Both the 2 of them and I last spring were trained on a weekend orientation to this, so that it's not just we pick up a book and help the kids through the curriculum. We have been trained in how this works, how best to deal with the kids, what best to present.
Now, it sounds to me like this is good not only for the kids, but also for parents who, as their children's sexuality develops, can find themselves asking a lot of questions and wondering how best to support their kids.
Absolutely. So something that we're going to talk about at the parent orientation is whether they want to form a little conversation group while concurrently with the kids meeting, or maybe we'll do an email group or something like that. But I will help foster that support for the parents.
That's wonderful. So Debbie, how can people get involved in this? How can they get in touch with you and sign up for the program?
The best way is to send me an email, education, education, at fcsterling.org.
Excellent.
And I will send a form and more information.
Wonderful. This sounds like a terrific program, and I look forward to catching up with you as it progresses.
Great.
Thank you so much for joining me, Debbie.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
One of the wonderful things about our communities is that we are always willing to give back. We're willing to help people that have a little bit less or that need some support. And I'm here today talking to 2 very special people who are part of Project Linus, the project here in Sterling that makes blankets like Linus with his blanket for people who really need them. And I am talking here to Kate Lehart and to Meredith Tufts. Now tell me a little bit about how you got involved in this. What is Project Linus, and how did this come about?
So Project Linus is an organization that donates blankets to children in need, from ages 0 to 18. And some of the children in hospitals, some if they've lost their home in a fire and, need comfort. It's really providing comfort for children in need. And we started back in 2012. Both Kate and I were looking for a volunteer opportunity for our children, that at the time they were probably 3 and 5, I would say. And we were just looking for a way to teach them about giving back, but something that they could also understand. And a lot of the things out there we felt they were a little too young for, like a food pantry or building with Habitat for Humanity. It was just too much at that age. And I came across a blog that a woman mentioned she made blankets to donate to Project Linus, and it was really easy. And we had talked about it and we were really excited, and we thought, well, wouldn't it be a great idea to see if there was more interest in our friends or family that wanted to participate, and if we made the blankets, it would be an easy way for people to volunteer, because nowadays everything, with the activities, lives are busy.
Sure.
So we were looking for a way to make it easy for people to give back and teach their children or just themselves too.
And what is fantastic about these is that these are no-sew blankets, which amazes me. And now, Kate, you did a little demonstration for me.
Yes.
Can you just show our audience how this works? Because I was just amazed by this.
Absolutely. So it's essentially one piece of fabric, and before the day of the assembling, a group of women get together and we make the slits in the or the fringe, I should say, along the side, and then we put a little hole that coordinates with the fringe. And so on the day that we assemble, you essentially just take the fringe and you loop it through the hole and you pull it through, and it just makes a nice line around the blanket. And it's very easy. It's something that anyone can do, even a little child.
Well, what occurs to me is that whether you have 3-year-old fingers or elderly arthritic fingers or anything in between, that would work. And speaking of
Right.
elderly arthritic fingers,
Yes.
you are looking at doing this with our senior center here in Sterling. Is this correct?
Yes.
We reached out to Nicole Boardman right now, who's the interim director, and she's looking to see if there's an interest, and we would do a whole separate event for the seniors, if people want to participate, and they would make blankets. And
Now, over the years, how many of these do you generally make in a year? What do you have a sense of what the average number is?
We do. So it's typically around 100 blankets a
Wow.
year. And there's been such a great response from our community, people that have come and done it and then want to do it again because they had such a great experience. And we're in our 5th year, and so this year we're trying to make a goal of 500 blankets donated in 5 years.
Now, I understand as well that this year it's a little bit special too in terms of you have a special donor. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
yes, the Irabino family. Holly was a participant in our first year, and our sons were in the same kindergarten class. So she had approached me last year, and she had mentioned that her youngest son was diagnosed with cancer and was going through treatment, and thankfully he's doing well. And
Good.
so there's a foundation that has given their family money for whatever they wanted to use it for, and she asked if they could use the money to donate blankets for Project Linus, because while he was in his treatment, he received many blankets. She didn't know if they were all from Project Linus, but they certainly appreciated those blankets, and they did provide him comfort, for that difficult time.
Well, I bet they did, because I mean this fabric too is lovely. Just now, what kind of a fabric is this? What is it that you purchase and that you use for this?
So this is polar fleece. It's easy to cut and it's easy to fringe. I will say that Project Linus does take quilts and other blankets as well. It's not just this
Okay.
version.
Mhm.
We went with this because it's something that's simple and easy to assemble.
Sure. And also washable,
And
beautifully washable.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so people can also donate blankets?
Yes.
Yes.
There are criteria. They need to be new blankets, and it has to be from a non-smoking household.
Sure.
And there's a list of criteria on their website.
Very
If
good.
someone wanted to donate a
Sure.
new blanket, we would bring it to the Auburn chapter. They could contact us.
So now tell me, how do people get involved in this? What are the dates? When's this happening?
So if you want to get involved, you need to come to the Conant Library and sign up by this Saturday. It's September 24th. What you do is you fill out a form and you pick your fabric. You can pick either a baby size, a child size, or a teen size. And then there is a fee to purchase the material. What were the prices for the?
It's $7 for a baby blanket,
Yep.
$9 for a child, and $11 for a teen.
Okay. Yep. So you give your check and then you sign up for a time slot. We're actually going to be doing the assembling on Saturday, November 5th.
And will that also be here at the Conant Library?
It will be here at the library, and you sign up for a time slot. We have time slots from 10:30 up until 2 o'clock, and so it's a half-hour time slot where you come, you assemble your blanket, and then we usually have the kids or the adult that's making it make a card to go along with it.
Wonderful.
With
So
a
you can do
special
all of that
message.
in really half an hour. To
Usually
get
people
the
stay for a
information.
little
Of
longer,
course,
but yes.
But it's a
It's-
very, very quick and easy
Yes.
project, something that fingers of all ages
Yes.
can do easily in a beautiful, washable fabric, and this is just lovely. And I really look forward to hearing that you have reached your goal this year.
Thank
coming
you.
up with the 500 blankets, and that's wonderful. Now, how are the blankets then distributed? What happens after they're all
So
made?
we bring them to the Auburn chapter, and then they put a tag, a Project Linus tag on the blanket, and then they decide based on the need. Some go to UMass, some go to Abby's house and Sherry's house. I think the IHN Interfaith Network.
Right.
So yeah, some shelters, some hospitals. I think
Wonderful.
that based on the need, they determine that.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. I know that our community appreciates it, and much luck with this. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much.
The Sterling Municipal Light Department received a $1.5 million grant to build a battery storage facility. On October 12th, there will be a ribbon cutting at 10:30 at 36 Chocksett Road. This will be followed by a ceremony at the Senior Center. The Friends of the Sterling Seniors will be holding their monthly pancake breakfast on September 30th from 7:30 to 9:30 a.m. All funds go to the Senior Center activities, and all are welcome. The Assabet Valley Master Singers will be holding open rehearsals in preparation for their November concert. New members are welcome. For more information, call 508-869-0438 or visit www.avmsingers.org. The Lancaster Community Center is offering fitness classes such as Insanity Live, Tai Chi, and Gentle Yoga for anyone interested. If you'd like to join these classes or learn more about what the center offers, call Alex Turner at 978-733-4076. I'm Rebecca Powers, and that's what's happening. If you have a local event you'd like to see on this program, contact SLCT. SLCT is looking for more volunteers to help with filming and editing. If you know someone interested, have them contact us at 978-733-1139 or email slc.tv810@gmail.com. We'd like to remind you to find us on Facebook and YouTube.